But for when you mentioned I was strong, I kind of looked at it and I thought, for me as an African, I found that like you're trying to belittle me as someone that's hard working. So that's kind of how I interpreted that, and that's why I kind of got a bit vexed. Do you know? I mean, just the emotions were running high. You don't say them things when it comes to African players. Like you disrespecting me, like you don't say them things. You hear that a lot. Like I hear that a lot on commentary when it comes to African players in football and soccer. That they don't ever mention their talent or like the knowledge of the game that they have. It's all about he's just strong, brute force, and it's like a lot of players, regardless of where you're from, they put in a lot of time and effort to get to where they are. So when you hear that, it's quite for an African person, it's quite disrespectful. You hear that a lot. Like I hear that a lot on commentary when it comes to African players in football and soccer. That they don't ever mention their talent or like the knowledge of the game that they have. It's all about he's just strong, brute force, and it's like a lot of players, regardless of where you're from, they put in a lot of time and effort to get to where they are. So when you hear that, it's quite for an African person, it's quite disrespectful.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So shocking. Olympic gold medalist, two-time unified heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer, Anthony Joshua, who has 25 wins, 3 losses, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 6'6" with a 82-inch arm reach. He explains why undefeated, undisputed lightweight world champion, superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, who has 29 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach, is not getting the respect he deserves and keep being referred to as just being big and strong by his upcoming opponent, an Olympic two-time gold medalist, 3-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer VASILY Lomachenko, who is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Lomachenko has 17 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'6" with a 66-inch arm reach. And Anthony Joshua, he explains that he feels it's a bit of racism, okay? As he stated, why he had to blow up at the end of his fight with Vasily Lomachenko's good friend in undefeated Olympic gold medalist, 2-division world champion, former cruiserweight undisputed world champion, currently the unified heavyweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer OLEKSANDR, who has 20 wins, no loss, no draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. Usyk is 36 years of age, 6'3" with a 78-inch arm reach. Joshua and Usyk fought in 2022 and 2021. At the end of the fight, when Anthony Joshua lost the second fight in August of 2021, he had a spat with Vasily Lomachenko, and he kept telling Lomachenko, say that I'm a good fighter, right? And I thought that Anthony Joshua was just frustrated and losing it, right? And then Anthony Joshua, he states that it had nothing to do with bad sportsmanship to the point of losing to Usyk. Yes, he was frustrated, but he says that they wouldn't refer to him as being talented or skilled or even having a ring IQ. They just kept saying he was big and strong, right? And he said that, he take that personal because that's like saying, back in the days, he said when you're African-American, African fighter overall, right, a black athlete, people always refer to you as being big and strong. They never refer to you as having a high ring IQ or having skills. They always say that you're just big and strong. And ironically, that's all you hear when it comes from Vasily Lomachenko referring to Devin Haney. Every time you hear Vasily Lomachenko refer to Devin Haney, what you hear is Vasily Lomachenko saying how big and strong Devin Haney is. And then he just says, but I like he's a good fighter. But that's it. He never refers to his skill set. And it's ironic because when Vasily Lomachenko faced off against the likes of Luke Campbell, who was 5'10.5", with a 72-inch arm reach, bigger and taller than Devin Haney, he doesn't refer to Luke Campbell as being big and strong. Okay, he refers to him and his talent. When it comes to Vasily Lomachenko, when he fought against Nakatani, who's even taller at 5'11.5" with a 73-inch arm reach, he don't refer to Nakatani as being big and just strong, right? He referred to Nakatani as a very good fighter, right? And he referred to his talent. When it comes to Devin Haney, immediately when he first came across Devin Haney, the first thing he said was that Devin Haney looks like a heavyweight. He's big, he's strong, he looks like a heavyweight, right? When they had the press conference, and one of the reporters asked Lomachenko, they said, Lomachenko, what do you have to be aggressive? What do you have to do, to deal with Devin Haney's skill set, right? And this is what he said. He says, do you have to be aggressive? He's slightly taller than you. So how do you have to work your way in the inside? He said, no, he's not slightly taller than me. He's a lot taller than me. He's a lot bigger than me. And so the reporter got frustrated and said, okay, well, we understand. We already squared away that we know he's bigger than you. But what about the skill set? And he didn't want to go into the skill set, right? He didn't want to delve into that part. He just kept talking about how big and strong Devin Haney is. And so now you hear Anthony Joshua saying that, they just referred to you as being big and strong. And that's a misconception that's placed on African fighters, black fighters across the globe. He said that I hear this in soccer. I hear this in, the sports over in the UK. You hear that when they refer to the African and black athletes, that they're just big and strong, but nobody talks about them having a high ring IQ, their work ethic, their skill set, the skills in soccer, skills in basketball, so on and so forth. They always talk about how big and strong they are. And that's a thing that you do hear in all of sports, whether it be basketball. They always talk about how big, fast, and strong the African athletes are. When it's in the NFL, right? They always talk about how big, strong, and fast the athletes are. So Anthony Joshua has a great point, and he's well in his right to tell Vasily Lomachenko, stop saying I'm just big and strong. You see, I have talent. And Vasily Lomachenko wouldn't budge. Okay, he wouldn't waver. He kept saying, no, you're just big and strong. And so he says that he takes that as as a knock against African athletes, black athletes, right? And it is, because back in the slavery times, that's what they did. Measurables, big and strong. Okay. This guy can reproduce, and he's going to reproduce big and strong workers. Okay. Cotton pickers and things of that nature. So yes, that is offensive, right? So Anthony Joshua was saying he take offense to it, and that's why he blew up on Vasily Lomachenko and OLEKSANDR Usyk at the end of the fight. And everybody made it about him just losing and being frustrated. And he says that to this day, you hear this from Vasily Lomachenko, right? How big and strong and Devin Haney is. He referred, but Nakatani, who he fought, and Luke Campbell, who he fought, were bigger than Devin Haney, and he didn't keep referencing their size, right? He continued to talk about their skills. Oh, it's going to be, a good fight. They're talented fighters, and so on and so forth. But when it comes to Devin Haney, the first thing he said when he came face to face with Devin Haney, the very first thing he said was, this guy looks like a heavyweight. Now, Devin Haney fights at 135, right? He's big, he's strong, but he looks like a heavyweight, right? No, Devin Haney, nobody confuses Devin Haney's size with power, okay? He don't use his size for victories. Devin Haney is a skilled, talented boxer. That's what everybody talks about. In fact, most people talk about the lack thereof power from Devin Haney and why he's not exciting, because he is a boxer first. He's a pure boxer. He's the definition of sweet science. And so nobody refers to Devin Haney and confuses Devin Haney with being a big, strong power puncher. Nobody confuses Devin Haney with that. If anybody, that would be Gervonta Tank Davis, who has 28 fights with 26 knockouts. When you look at Devin Haney, you look at the sweet science, right? He is the definition, the picture of a sweet science fighter. And so Vasily Lomachenko, he can't help himself but to continue to call Devin Haney big and strong, right? Even in the interview where you hear the reporter get completely frustrated and say, yeah, we heard that. We understand that. But what about the fact that, Devin Haney is, a skilled fighter, and you got to work your way on the inside. Oh, no, he dismissed that. That's pretty ironic. Let's listen to what he had to say with that fact.
I like his style, and he's very strong, and it will be very, very hard
You know, in this fight, he's a very good boxer. He's a little bit taller than you. Do you have to be
Not
aggressive?
little bit.
Well, not a little bit.
Not
Okay,
little
he's
bit.
bigger than you. We've established that. Do you have to be the more aggressive?
So it's safe to say, as I told you guys, you know, there's an issue when it comes down to the actual skill set. Okay, it has nothing to do with the size. It has the fact to do with when you're dealing with African American or African athletes or black athletes overall. They have the physical size, the big, strong, and fast, but they also have high ring IQs and very, very skilled. And that's where the problem lies. Okay, completely. That's where the problem lies. Even Anthony Joshua being as slow and big and fundamentally sound as he is, and Usyk being smaller and cat-like quicker, Anthony Joshua was able to do things like go to his body, hurt him multiple times, and things like that because of his talent overall, right? Even though Usyk is quicker, faster, Anthony Joshua was still able to do things in those fights, you know, that an extremely big man shouldn't have been able to done. Period. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all in one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.